Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Taldrim Altar, which is going to be the site of our second game here. We're jumping into, this is a best of 3 in the first round of the BrokeN ArroW Cup number 3. In the bottom right spawning location, we're going to be seeing Binary Evasion's mOGA, going to be spawning as the green Protoss. I can only assume that he's probably Master League, so we'll just call him Master League for now. And he is down 1-0. Had some really nice harassment in the last game, but wasn't really following it up with any sort of real major army production or anything like that. But that ended up really butting him in the ass at the end because Flu, the red Zerg spawning at the top left spawn location representing my insanity, Flu was able to just get a maxed out army and win. Which is a pretty hard thing to deal with when you're mOGA and you don't really have all that much in the way of armies sitting at home. So, not ideal for mOGA in the last game. He did, of course, invest quite a lot in that, in the harassment that he was doing. Lots and lots of zealots were thrown away to try to assault that third base, and I believe a total of 7 or 9 DTs were warped in, which is, of course, approximately as much money as the US is in debt at the moment. So that's quite a bit of money that cost. And we're going to be seeing mOGA go for a Forge Pass Expand. This is mOGA's map choice as the loser, so I find it a little bit strange. A little bit of lag from Flu's side. Hopefully that doesn't persist. But, yeah, I mean, this is a very, very interesting map choice for Protoss. I mean, it is a map that's very, very easy to Forge Pass Expand on. But, on the other hand, at high-level games, what you'll see is, you'll see a lot of Zergs will just go, Pass Expansion here, take a relatively quick third, put up about 20,000 spine crawlers here, and slightly more spine crawlers there, about 40,000, and then just go mass Mutalisks and win. Simply because these bases are so easy to harass with Mutalisks. I mean, you fly in the back here, and then you dart back out, and it's not like the Stalkers can really catch you, because they've got to run all the way around. It's about a 15-20 second run time to actually get to where the mutas are, and by the time you get there, the mutas are back home, or they're assaulting your main, or something like that. You can just pull out of the main and the natural so easily. The third base is slightly more difficult to harass, but the third base is really the only base on this map that is not easy for the Zerg to harass. Of course, the main gets a little bit harder to harass when this third is taken, since they have to fly right over the third to get to the mineral patch, but usually, they'll start getting those Mutalisks out when the Protoss is still on 2 base, and as a result, it'll be very, very difficult for them to deal with that mass Mutalisk sort of play, which is why I find it a little bit interesting that mOGA has chosen this as his map. And, yeah, Surreal, I don't think it's laggy. I have it open on my other screen, and I'm not seeing any lag, so I hope that's just you. If not, of course, the quality will be up to 720p, hopefully very, very soon when Dragoni gets online. A couple of Lings gonna be able, no, not gonna clean out that probe. A little bit of a misclick from Flu. Gonna be throwing down his own first expansion right about now. Of course, gonna be getting that gas as well. Gas, very, very important, obviously. Gonna be seeing a cannon moving on up from mOGA. mOGA has had his expansion up for quite a bit longer. I believe he went for Forge, then Nexus. So, not greedy, but relatively standard, not overly safe either. He's already going to start knocking down these rocks, Flu is. So it looks like Flu might be going for a relatively quick third. Very, very standard in ZVP in general, but especially if you're on Taldrim Altar, if he decides to go for that Mutalisk play that is so common. Looks like this probe might not be long for this world. The Queen's only going to get 1 poke off, though, and this Queen should be able to kill him reasonably fast. We are seeing the first bout of gas going into Ground Carapace, though, so he's not going to be rushing that lair or anything like that. Also, only on 1 gas as of yet. Let's take a look at the worker counts quickly. Worker supply is 26 and 24 in mOGA's favor. mOGA has just grabbed his own second gas right about now as well. And, yeah, I mean, mOGA's actually saved up quite a bit of this chrono boost, so he's being quite sparing of this chrono boost. Might be saving it up to, mOGA with a little bit of banter saying he forgot to put his workers in the gas. Not too happy about that. I assume these players probably know each other, and which is why they have quite a bit of banter going on between them. But always nice to see a little bit of banter that's not people BMing each other, even though BM is very fun to watch. Anyway, yeah, these Lings are just going to continue prodding away at these rocks, not really doing all. I mean, I think. Oh, this is a fact that I heard about a bajillion years ago. I think it takes a total of 3 minutes for 2 Zerglings to knock down destructible rocks. Yeah, don't quote me on that, but that's just an interesting little bit of trivia that I once upon a time knew, courtesy of a Day 9 Daily. I believe it was a Fun Day Monday. And if anybody hasn't seen the Mothership Rush Fun Day Monday from yesterday, please watch it. It's hilarious. Macro Hatch going to be going up in the main of Flu. Same as last game, pretty much. Staying on top of those Queen injects very, very well. Only 5 energy on this Queen. There we are, going to be seeing that lair on the way up. Going to be grabbing gas number 2. Not quite grabbing these two in the natural just yet. Another probe's going to be sent in from mOGA as well. He will see that lair going up, so very, very important scout from mOGA. How will he react? There is a Void Ray on the way, so he does have the Stargate out. And, of course, with that Evolution Chamber out, he will be able to throw up Spores at a moment's notice. But this extra Queen as well should be able to help very, very much in holding off this early sort of Void Ray harass. There is an Overlord in position to go scout, but that Stargate, that Void Ray is going to be done long before that Overlord gets there. He's queued up another one, so he is going to be going for a second Void Ray. Fun fact about Stargates, this is just another little bit of trivia that not all that many people know. Well, I mean, a lot of people know this, but if he were to scout this, he could see that it's a Void Ray making, simply because you can see the shape of the Void Ray in that Stargate, which is a really cool thing to be able to utilize. So if you run in there and you see the Stargate's making something and you don't know what he's making, always remember, you can see if it's Carrier, a Phoenix, a Void Ray. So, nice little bit of help for the newbies today. And yeah, we're seeing a pretty heavy saturation going in from Flu. Pretty heavy worker creation from him, up to 52 workers at this point. mOGA as well, also going pretty heavy on the workers, has 47. He has cut probe production now, though. This Void Ray is over here right about now. The second Void Ray has popped. Gonna be, that's not it. Where are you? There it is. Gonna be moving right along. He's actually getting another Void Ray, so we're gonna be seeing a third Void Ray, and that's pretty committal to the aggression. He wants to do a lot of damage at this Void Ray. It will be seen by Flu at the Watchtower. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see if he reacts to this fast enough. Does he have enough time? 3 more warp gates on the way. That will take him to a total of 8 gateways. And the Link's trying to get on in. Pylon will block them, though. And where are the Void Rays? They're here. I don't like that he waited a little bit, simply because he knows it's been seen, and now it gives Flu enough time to react. But the thing is, Flu hasn't reacted. We're not seeing any Spore Crawlers anywhere. We see a second Evo Chamber going up for upgrades. But this is going to be very, very dangerous. Queens are the only thing he has to deal with these Void Rays, and 7 Zealots are going to do quite a bit of damage. They do even have +1, so that's going to do a lot of damage to these Queens who only have 1 Carapace. And here we go. The Spines are going to be able to deter them a little bit, but second Queen's going to be coming on in, but Flu has been so on top of his injects that he has no energy for a transfusion. Down goes the first Queen. Those Zealots are going to be taking out these Spine Crawlers. That will, of course, give the Queens a little bit of time to focus down one of these Void Rays. Will it go down? And the Void Rays are not focusing down one Queen. And he's actually going to lose the Void Rays, and 1 Void Ray will get away, but that was very sloppy play from mOGA not to focus down those Queens, doing equal damage to them. 1 Void Ray on each. Queen in production, of course, going to be replacing the one that was lost. Burrow on the way as well. Very nice play to be able to get those workers underground to prevent any more big damage being done to the worker line. I don't think he killed a single worker, though. A couple of workers were killed of Flu's, but not really that huge amount of success with the aggression. Here we go. Hatchery's going to be on the way up. A lot of Zealots in here, though. And Infestors as well. Infestors will be able to swing this battle so easily. Fungal going down beautifully. And down go a lot of Infested Terrans. We'll be able to deal with this almost immediately. Not getting another Fungal on the air units, though, so he is going to be running away from those Infested Terrans and pretty much... Oh, no! Very, very sloppy play from mOGA. Is, in fact, going to lose those Void Rays when he had a perfectly good chance to get away with them. Down goes the Proxy Pylon, and Flu has defended this third, taking minimal damage, slightly over 100, but not bad at all. And 20 drones in production in answer to that. Not bad at all from Flu. RoboBay on the way up as well. It looks like mOGA is just building one of everything. He's getting that Observer up now. Going to be good for those burrowed units. But, I mean, take a look at this, though. He's at, 8 gateways still. 8 gateway Colossus Stargate. That's quite a lot to be doing on 2 base. He's going to want to be expanding reasonably soon. We are seeing a bunch of Zealots moving right on in here again, though. And that's going to be very, very good. Nice play with those Phoenixes to be able to lift up those Queens. And, oh, the Infestor lift is going to be quite a bit. It is the Infestor with the most energy. Going to be able to not get a Fungal down, though. And will finally get that Fungal. Nice Fungal going down. A few Infested Terrans going to be spawning. A lot of the Zealots on low health, but they are still enough to do a lot of damage here. They are 1-1 now. And will he have enough Zerglings? A lot more are being spawned. There we go. If you're going to be running on in here, and these Zealots are on such low health that they should be able to be cleaned up with these Zerglings. They are 2-1, so they are superior in upgrades, but here come more Zealots. Gonna be moving on in. 30 more Zerglings in production, though. Yeah, you need to actually attack the Zealots with those Flu. A little bit of a rally point error there. And here we go, going to be moving on in to destroy the rest of these Zealots. And once again, mOGA really overcommitting to this attack, to this aggression. 3 more Zealots going to be running in to die for no reason at all. And even more Zealots being warped. And this was mOGA's problem in the last game. He overcommitted to the attacking, and it looks like that is exactly what he's doing again. And that is not going to be good. I mean, these Phoenixes doing almost nothing. Going to be able to pick up a couple of workers, but 2 Phoenixes aren't really enough to do all that much. But, yeah, I mean, he is going to run home with these, and I think that's definitely the right choice. Hive is halfway done now. Spire on the way as well. We'll be looking to get those Broodlords pretty soon after he gets that Spire. Down will go one more Zergling. But, overall, once again, mOGA is falling behind. He knows that 2-base... Whoa, getting shields upgrades a little interesting. Can't quite say I like that, but whatever. And a few more Stalkers going to be warped in, but, This is, I think, mOGA taking to heart the idea of 2-base Protoss being very, very good, and he's taking that to heart a little too much. Like, I love this. Burrowed Zergling here, going to prevent that expansion from going up. But the Observer will see it, and bye-bye Zergling. But, yeah, I mean, mOGA spent so much time in the last game on 2-base that he ended up just dying to the superior production capabilities of Flu, who currently has actually 62 Zerglings, so it's quite a bit of Zerglings on the field for him. Adrenal Glands on the way as well as 3-3. Greater Spire on the way up, as well as a 4th and a not 5th. That is a whole thing of Zerglings. That's not a hatchery. And yeah, I mean, overall, Flu taking a pretty commanding lead here. mOGA getting himself supply block, not all that good. This Overlord still sitting here, not quite sure why. He could, I would have used that as a sacrificial Overlord at one point, but that's actually kind of cool. As long as you're supply blocked, the Void Ray doesn't show up there. That is a new thing that I know as of now. 2-2 Zerglings on the way up. We'll be able to harass this. While it's harder to reach the third of the meterless Harass that I talked about earlier in the game, it's very easy to run in and sort of overrun it with Zerglings. So a bunch of Photon Cannons on the way up, but those Zerglings are going to get there before they are done. And that will be fairly disastrous for mOGA, who's already spent so much time on 2-base that he is going to lose that hatchery, that Nexus rather, once again. The world's most useless force field. Too bad for mOGA, though. That is going to put him severely behind as the 4th base for Flu is finished. And he's coming around with these Zerglings for a little bit of a run-by. Did not quite work, though. Going to be running away with that now. 9 Corruptors on the way, and one can only assume that those are all going to become Broodlords reasonably soon. And, of course, he's going to be mining gas out of both of these guys as well. And Flu is just getting very, very far ahead. mOGA is coming closer and closer with the supply count, but as long as Flu's able to deny this 3rd base from going up, that's going to be very, very difficult. Ooh, moving a lot of those probes in there, probably mined out of his main. Almost mined out of his main. And mineral patches at the natural getting pretty low as well. Flu's actually got, well, still 7 mineral patches, 6 mineral patches now, but still got a few minerals up in his main. Here we go again, going to be trying to deny that again, but he is actually going to be focusing down the cannons first. That will help a little bit, but it will also give enough time for the... Oh, the army is totally out of position! The army, what are you doing, mOGA? mOGA is going to lose that expansion once again. No, cancel on the Nexus! And wow, Flu getting away with murder with that Ling attack. Here we go, though. mOGA is going to be moving in with this pretty strong force. It is 142 supply strong. The army itself taking up 90 of that supply, but of course, with these Broodlords on the way, more Broodlords morphing, and that is a lot of Broodlords, a lot of Infestors, and a lot of Zerglings. I don't see this going well for mOGA. This is like mOGA's last stand almost. Here we go, though. Gonna be moving on in, taking out a few of those drones, a little sloppy from Flu, but Flu is close to maxed, and he's seen that army now. And gonna be stopping to take out some creep. Feels like he's probably got enough of a huge army to deal with that, but a few spines will be able to delay this a little bit. Ooh, even gets a sentry kill. Not bad at all for those spines, but here we go. 10 Broodlords, that's a big number. And there's not all that much anti-air here, and there's the GG from mOGA upon seeing those Broodlords, and Flu will take round 1, going into round, we'll be going into round 2 momentarily. For now, music time.